Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. I had a little bit of technical difficulties. I was trying to check out the lighting before I started. I'm kind of in a dark place, so hopefully you guys can see me okay. I am going to go ahead and share my screen. So we'll go ahead and get started. And here we go. All right, so thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight we are going to talk a little bit about the business side of Young Living. So this is something that, it's just going to be just a little bit of information. It's nothing in depth, but just a little bit if it was something you were interested in, something you want to learn a little bit more about. We're just going to learn a little bit about it. And then if you have more questions, please reach out to me or Sherry or whoever your upline is that sent this video to you. Go ahead and reach out to them and hopefully they can connect you. We'll talk a little bit later about that, kind of how you would find out who those people are. But the business side of Young Living isn't something that I was ever interested in, and we'll kind of talk a little bit more about that. But I think a lot of people are in that same boat. Most people join for the products, and that's why I joined. I wanted to use the products. And actually my products sat for a while. I used a couple of things here or there. And then it was probably about 6 months into having my starter kit that I really started using a lot of products, really started really infusing them into my lifestyle and just loving them. And what kind of comes out of loving it is sharing it. So I like to think of Young Living and the business side as really sharing, not necessarily selling. I don't ever want to feel like I'm selling something to anybody. And Young Living is a network marketing company, a multi-level marketing company. I used to have really bad thoughts about that. You know, you hear bad things about pyramid schemes and such. So I was really turned off by that. And it wasn't until I started doing a little bit of research that I really realized that this is completely on the up and up. Young Living is a company of great integrity. And they're just doing amazing things in the world. And I want to be a part of that. So I ended up sharing with my coworkers, more just because I knew that I had some things that could help them just in their everyday life. And out of that, I kind of started a little bit of a business and kind of had some more people snowball, more people want to join. I really just wanted to know how to support them, how to teach them a little bit more about using their products, how to, to be there to help them through the process in any way that I could. So that's kind of how I started diving in and learning a little bit more about the business, just because I wanted to know for myself. So that's what I did. So Young Living, freedom to live the life you want. So Young Living as a business can be anything that you want it to be. It can be you just want to share with one friend, and that's all you ever want to do. That is fine. It can be all the way to a full-time job for you. Young Living, we'll go through the income later, but there's people that do it full-time, and that's their sole income for two people in the household, and that is just great. So it can be whatever you want it to be, and I know I speak for Sherry and myself. If you're part of my group or part of hers, we're never going to pressure you to do the business side. Neither one of us were ever pressured to do it. It was something that we sought out on our own, and we really enjoy it. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to learn a little bit more about what Young Living has to offer. This by no means is going to be an exhaustive presentation, but just a little bit of taste for something that you might be interested in. So just a couple things that Young Living offers as a business. They have a very generous compensation plan. I have looked at other compensation plans of other multi-level marketing, network marketing companies, just kind of as a reference, and Young Living has an awesome one. Again, we receive the wholesale pricing. You know that if you're a member, we get the 24% off, which is great. And, sorry, I forgot to say, I am going to be reading from my notes. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing, but I just don't want to forget anything for you guys. The Essential Rewards program is just amazing. If you're not on Essential Rewards and you're interested in doing Young Living as a business, I absolutely think it's something for you to look into. We're not going to go over that too much tonight, but also there's just an awesome community. And I can't say enough about that. I have just met so many awesome people through Young Living. And I was talking with a friend the other day, and we were at a Young Living thing, And first of all, most of the time you go to something like that, they're never pressuring you to buy anything. It's education. It's offering you an opportunity to learn more about the products, and then you decide. You decide what you want to use for your health. You decide what you need to support your body. You decide what you want to invest in. So it's just education, just a learning opportunity. But I have just met so many people, and even just going to a simple little class, you walk out just feeling positive, and it's just great to be around positive, like-minded people who are caring about their health. Education. Young Living has great educational opportunities for us. As you know, Sherry and I are offering these Zoom classes for the summer. This is kind of our way to get in touch with you. In the summer, everybody is busy. And so I hope you're taking advantage of some of these classes. And then recognition. This is something I really shy away from, but they do have a lot of recognition for the different ranks. So we'll go through a little bit more about that. So, okay, my Young Living story, I kind of talked about that a little bit. Sorry, just a sip of water there, but that's me and my husband, Ben, and our dog, Brinkley, and we are an oily family. And we were trying to live a healthier lifestyle before Young Living ever came into the picture for us. It was really, really easy to just slip right in there. And like I said, we were using lots of things and just naturally started sharing with my coworkers. In fact, my coworkers somewhat kind of, I don't want to say beg, because that wasn't begging. I was really glad to share with them, but really wanted me to teach a class for them about essential oils and Young Living and the products in the company. And I didn't feel like I knew that much. I really didn't, but I felt like I needed to study for a while, which I did, just because I didn't want to steer them in the wrong direction. But just went ahead. I had my first class for them, and it was great. They all loved it. I think every single person who came to that original class of mine ended up signing up and just is loving their products. So, and a lot of them have shared with other people, which is great. You know, I think about it, somebody cared enough to share Young Living with me. And that's all I want to do with other people. I want to share that there's things out there. There's things out there that you can use to support your body. I'm a nurse by day. And, you know, through the last probably 10 years, I've really started to learn more about being proactive, about real health. And I really feel like the healthcare industry right now, our hands are tied a little bit. We can't, you can't just reach out and help somebody be proactive about their health. A lot of the things that we're doing in hospitals and doctors' offices and such, they're just after the fact, you know, and there's not a lot of time to really sit down and counsel people on what really, really can affect their health. And so that's why I love Young Living, because there's just a great way to focus on really supporting the body, maintaining a healthy system for all your body systems, and just taking control of your health and doing what you can. So that's why I love it. And my dog loves it too, even though he does. He probably won't be able to tell you that. But and then my husband, he was very skeptical when I first got my starter kit. Like I said, he kind of like me had bad experiences, or you hear really bad things about people that get into pyramid schemes, or, you know, put a lot of money in something, or get sucked into having to spend a decent amount of money every month. You know, so he was really glad to find out that Young Living wasn't the case like that. But anyway, now he probably uses way more products than I do, and he would tell you that too. So we, like I said, are a very oily family. So I kind of went about this backwards. I did not know much about Young Living, the company, when I joined. I just knew the products, and was a trusted person that I went to a class, and I actually went to several classes before I decided to sign up. It was a discussion that my husband and I had been having, and I just decided to take the plunge. But the more I find out about Young Living, I'm just blown away by the integrity that they have. So I want to talk to you a little bit about their mission statement. And it is that we honor our stewardship to champion nature's living energy, essential oils, by fostering a community of healing and discovery while inspiring individuals to wellness, purpose, and abundance. So those are the three things that Young Living focuses on: is wellness, purpose, and abundance. And I think that most of us join Young Living and start using the products for wellness. But the business side kind of lends us a little bit more to our purpose and abundance. So it's just great to kind of discover some of those things. And, you know, we might all ebb and flow a little bit and want different things out of life at different points. And Young Living has lots of things there for us. And I like that they, you know, the focus is really on nature and that these products came to us. Young Living didn't create these products. They didn't create the plants. They didn't create, they grow the plants and they, foster the seeds and that kind of thing. But, God really put all of these things here for us as humans to prosper with. And, we really want to focus on that and just don't get in his way, and use the things we can to be the best stewards of our bodies that we can, so we can do the works on this earth that we're here intended to do. So anyway, that's why I love the Young Living mission statement. So I was lucky enough last year to attend Young Living convention, which happens, and I'm actually leaving on Tuesday. So less than a week, I'll be in Utah for convention. But that was just awesome. And one of the people I got to listen to was Nikki Davis. She heads up our foundation, which we will talk about at the very end. But, she really talked about Young Living's purpose, and the purpose and their goal is to get Young Living products in every home. And when they say every home, they mean every home. So, we're talking about homes here in Iowa, in the suburbs, and every home. So that means the slums in Kenya, and that means Ethiopia, and that means people that don't even have homes. So we just really want to get these products into the world because we know that they can help people. And just, like I said, we were meant to prosper. We weren't meant to be sick. We weren't meant to struggle. We weren't meant to, those types of things. So I was just blown away. And if you have a chance, follow some of the things that are going on at convention this year. They'll just blow your socks off. Hopefully you will have a chance to attend one. They're pretty awesome. So anyway, so wellness, purpose, and abundance. So like I said, we all probably pretty much joined for the wellness. And, quickly, if you start thinking about the business side, really think about what's your purpose in life. And that might not be to be, do Young Living as a business full time, but could that income maybe help enrich your life? Could that sharing enrich somebody else's life? Is there somebody out there who could really benefit from this? And just abundance. Like I said, God meant for us to prosper, to not be in despair, to not be in poverty, and to really start looking at all the things that we really have in abundance and start attracting that to yourself versus kind of looking at all the negative things that are going on in your life, but really look at the things you have to be thankful for. And notice that there really is a lot there. So anyway, okay, so love it, share it, repeat. So that basically is Young Living business in a nutshell. So we could just stop right there and be done with it. One of the things I really like about the new starter kit, I think I have one close, just a second. So if you don't have a Young Living starter kit, this is something great to have. And pretty much this is what you need if you want to, if you're interested in Young Living as a business, this is all you need to share, okay? So the starter kit like this. And I love that inside we have, of course, the oils, which we all love. Ooh, I have business cards in there. That's exciting. A little present for myself. It's like finding money in your clothes. But in the inside, we've got the little sample sachets like this. They're great to keep in your purse, but they're great to give a friend. You can just share with them. And then the new starter kit now has, you can see a little picture of it, the little bottles, just the little dram bottles, and then some information cards. So you might get your kit and you might not even really know about frankincense or lavender, or you might have somebody who wants a little bit more information. You can just give them a little bit of the bottle you already have, slip it on this card, and give it right to them. And there they go. So on the inside, it just has a little bit about how to use lavender, panaway, frankincense, and peppermint, which I love peppermint. So anyway, I love that this is in the new kit. So like I said, you're already ready to go. You're ready to share. And you don't have to have all the answers. It's completely fine to say, I don't know, but I'll either look into it or let's try and research that together. Or, why don't you give it a try? Everybody's body is different. Everybody's priorities are different. Everybody's world is different. Everybody's days are different, so what might work for you or what might be a priority for you might be completely different than somebody else. But Young Living, love it, share it, repeat. So I think that hopefully if you're watching this, you already love Young Living and the products. And then we just share. And that can be just as simple as, you know, how it really started for me was one of my coworkers was kind of stressed. She had a something going on in her life that was a really stressful event for her. And I just had Stress Away, which I love. And I was like, here, you know, why don't you give this a try? I don't know if it's going to work for you. I don't know what it'll do, but for me, it just really calms me down and brings me back to a place of peace. And so that's what I did. And other people saw that it really worked for her the way that it worked for me, and they loved the smell. And they're like, ooh, let me try some of that. Can I try some? And so then it kind of got to be a joke. I would just walk into their little office and pass the Stress Away around. I had it in my pocket with a little roller ball, and that's just kind of how we used it. And that's how it started for me. And I've been surprised. I just, you know, I don't want to force anything down people's throats, but I do want to let them know that I love Young Living, and there's great options out there to use healthier things, whether it just be using the scents instead of using scented candles, or Glade plugins, or I used to use the Bath and Body Works wallflowers, you know, just anything like that. There's healthy alternatives that God put on this earth for us. And, you know, I'll just share it with you. And that's just kind of how it is. So, but we're going to go into a little bit of the more nitty gritty, because that's kind of why you're here to listen to that. So, this kit this graphic I really like. And it's one premium starter kit. So that's how you start. This is a little bit old. The starter kit used to be $150. It's now $165, but they, you know, the kit's a lot better now. And you do get those DRAM samples and the little share cards and stuff. So it's great. And they changed the oils, which I think there's some great oils in there right now. So the kit is $165 premium starter kit. So that's what you're going to start with. And then really, if you share with 3 friends, you're going to get a $150 bonus. So that pretty much pays for your kit right now at the $165. So you have a little bit of leeway there, but you know, just go ahead and share with 4 people. So that's kind of the simple way to think about it. So we're going to talk about how that $50 happens. $50 for each person that you share with that enrolls with the premium starter kit. And so that's kind of the easy way to go about it. But like I said, we're going to go into a little bit of nitty gritty. So one thing I want you to know, in your virtual office, so hopefully you guys all know how to log into your virtual office. If you don't, please let Sherry or I know, or whoever enrolled you, and they can help you. All sorts of resources in there. We'll talk a little bit about some of them. But one of them is that if you go into my account, and that's actually where you see your order history and such, if the very first thing when you click in and you get to my account, it'll show you your upline. So this is just a picture for me. So it will show you your sponsor, and then it will show you your nearest silver and your nearest diamond. Okay, so these are people that, let's say your sponsor isn't interested in the business of Young Living. Maybe they just told you about it, and you, you know, you don't know them very well. You met them at a vendor fair or something like that. I've actually had people that, I have a friend that referred them to me because they knew that they were interested, and they were like, oh, hey, my friend Kelly really knows about that, and she would love to help you. So I've just met some awesome people that way that I would have never connected with in this world. So that's really cool. But these are people that they want to help you. Okay. And if they don't, there's a lot more people that are in your support team that you can actually just call Young Living customer service, and you just say, I want to know who my uplines are, and they will tell you all the way up. Okay. If you were in my my group, in our Facebook group, I have a file that is titled Who Can I Go To for Help? And it goes all the way up to the top and tells about all the different people. So it's really great to know who's who as well. Developing Wellness is actually the company name of Britta Demler, who is my diamond. And so that's what it says there. So it might be not somebody's name. It could be the name of their business. So just something to know. And you can actually click on those names and just email the person or get their contact information, and you can go right there. So that's how right away you can know who will help you. But obviously Sherry and I, we would love to help you too. So, okay, so we are going to talk about the Young Living compensation plan. So go ahead, put on some clarity, some brain power, get out some frankincense, whatever you want. I have Valor too, which I've just recently fallen in love with. going in my diffuser right now. I've got the dewdrop going right now. It's a nice little pretty blue light. So we're going to go ahead. This isn't going to be super complicated, but I want you guys to understand this stuff. And if you need more than nitty gritty, I'm a very detailed person, so I can help you with that. But this is just a little bit, understanding of how the business side works. So here's a little bit about who's who. These are some terms that might be used, and just want you to understand a little bit more. So who's a member? So I'm a member. Most of you are probably members. So it's anybody who purchases a qualifying membership kit. So that is a premium starter kit in Young Living. Actually, there is still a membership kit. I think that's $45, and you just get the sample sachets and I think Stress Away right now and the Ningxia packets. But you can join that way. And I've had a few people that have needed to do that. They just want to join with a small kit, build up their oils as they can, or, maybe they've already tried some oils and they don't need, like I had a couple people whose family members gifted them kits, and so they wanted to join to be a member, so that was a great way for them to do it. So those people, they get 24% off the retail price, and all they have to do to keep their membership active is to do one 50 PV purchase in a 12-month period. Okay, so that is one detail to remember. It has to be one purchase of 50 PV, so not 25 and 20 and 5, but it has to be one 50 PV purchase. And what I kind of like to tell people is, if you're not buying 50 PV worth of products in a year, first of all, I'd like to share with you more, because I'm sure that there's just things that could rock your world that you probably aren't using. But, if you just aren't, then you don't need to pay for a membership. I'm all about, I don't want people spending money on things that they don't need. I don't want people having oils in their closet that they aren't going to use, and they just felt like they needed to buy it because they don't want to make somebody feel bad. And, that oil isn't available for somebody else that really needs it and really wants it and loves and appreciates it. So again, want to be good stewards of our finances, and I could do a whole topic just on that. But okay, so that's a member. So a customer, so sometimes you will hear this as a retail membership or a retail customer. They don't purchase a starter kit. So you can join Young Living as a retail member and buy whatever you want, whenever you want. There's no minimum. But the downsides of that, you don't get the discount, okay? So you don't have the opportunity to buy a premium starter kit, which is a super, super discount, and to buy that all together. But the retail customer, so maybe they just want to try Deep Relief, or maybe they just want to try Ningxia once, or maybe they want to just get a diffuser. That's completely fine. And I have some people that have wanted to try that, and some of them end up switching over to wholesale members. You just call Young Living up and you can switch. That's no problem at all. But the customers, they don't get the discount. Okay, so we'll talk about that a little bit later, what that means for you if you sponsored a retail customer. Okay, so enroller. So when somebody enrolls in Young Living, there is an enroller and a sponsor. So when you signed up, there was 2 different spots to put somebody's number. So most of the time that number is going to be the same. Every once in a while, it might be different. Okay, so different people do this different ways. Usually for me, it's the same. So a member's enroller is the name of the person who enrolls them, or the name that they give at the time of enrollment. Their sponsor is the person who can help them through the process. Okay, so sometimes that's not the same, and sometimes it is. But just make sure that you know who your enroller is and who your sponsor is. And if you're sharing Young Living, just know when people sign up who their enroller is and who their sponsor is. And that's something they pick, or you help them pick at the sign-up process, but it kind of changes the payment structure a little bit. So something to be aware of. So if you have questions on that, again, just ask either one of us and we'll help you through the process. So some of the terms and definitions that we're going to talk about, the first one is PV. So like I said, for the wholesale membership, you do have to place a 50 PV order in a 12-month period to stay active. So what does PV really mean? It doesn't always mean dollars. It's not always equivalent 50 PV and $50. It's the product value. So when you look in the product guide, I should have grabbed one, it will tell you what the PV of each product is, okay? And it's in the catalog as well and online. And when you go to order in your virtual office, you can just do a quick order, or if you're on Essential Rewards, you can put in your cart and it'll show you what the PV value is. So OGV is your organizational group volume. Okay, so we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So it's everybody in your organization. So my OGV is my PV. So how much personal volume or product volume I have for each month. It starts over each month at 0. Everybody starts at 0 every month. And so my OGV is myself and everybody that I've enrolled and sponsored, and everybody they've enrolled and sponsored. Okay, so it's that whole group volume. And then personal group volume comes into play a little bit later down the compensation plan line when you get to a higher rank. Usually when you are a silver or you have any silvers below you, we start talking about legs a little bit. We'll go into that, but to begin with, really what you need to know is your PV and your OGV. And when you log into Virtual Office, should have brought that. I don't think I have that up on my screen, but it will show you what your PV is and what your OGV is, right, when you go to your dashboard, so you can see what that is at all times. Okay, so here's some examples. So we're talking about the PV, so the product volume or personal volume. Okay, so the first one, so there's 3 different categories. So the oils, so you see there the cedar wood. So most consumable products by Young Living are 1-to-1 price to PV. So most of the oils, not all of them, but most of the oils are 1-for-1. So you can see there that cedar wood is $11.25. That is the wholesale price. And the PV is $11.25. So there you go, 1-to-1, $1, 1 PV point. Okay, so the next category is things like, some things have reduced PV. Okay, so like the diffusers, starter kits, and some oils, some blends, some things like that that are really discounted. Like the diffuser is just a great deal. It's a great deal. And so like you can see the home diffuser there, $63.75, and it's 38.25 PV. Okay, now if you buy the home diffuser on its own, it does come with a couple oils, which is great. But so some of the things are reduced PV, so something just to be aware of. And then the third category is really just business things. So as you can see there, there's a carrying case, there's some booklets you can buy, the little roller fitments, like the little roller ball that you got in your Young Living kit, you can buy extra of those, and those don't have any PV attached to them. They're 0, but you can just send them with your order since you're already paying for shipping anyway, and Young Living makes superior products, so just get them that way. So there are some things that don't count in your product volume. So just things to be aware of, because now we're going to get into the nitty gritty, okay? This is the Young Living compensation plan in a whole, okay? So it's kind of overwhelming. If you've never been involved in a structure like this before, it takes a lot. So we're going to break this down so it's really simple for you guys to learn. But a couple things. So first of all, you can access this in your virtual office. They actually have a, you can just print it out. So you can print out just like this. And then you can also get little brochures from Young Living that have the same thing. So this is the compensation plan book that one of my uplines gave me. And it has the exact same thing on the inside. Okay. So, but what we're going to focus on tonight is this. It's kind of broken up into thirds. And we are just going to focus on the purple part. So way over on the left at the beginning. Okay, so that's all we really need to know. The rest of it, if you start building a business or start kind of being more interested and involved in that kind of stuff, then that's the time to kind of learn about that. Okay, there's a couple things I'll tell you just so you have for your own knowledge, but for the most part, we're just going to focus on the purple part. Okay, so it's broken into 3 different sections. The purple part, as you can see there, is creating a foundation. So we're going to create a foundation of a business, okay? And then you move on. In the green part, you can see there, it's building your business, okay? So then you're going to build. And then the little kind of bluish, grayish, I guess it's blue, is developing leaders, okay? And that is when you're going to help other leaders in your organization. So that's kind of how the structure goes. And like, I know this is really small writing. We're going to go through the parts that I really want you to know, but just so you can access it in your virtual office, okay? And you can print it out and let one of your uplines know if you want a little bit more help, kind of going one by one. But I'll teach you some great ways, some good resources and tips to learn a little bit more about it. Okay, so this is a little bit more of a close-up of the creating a foundation. Okay, so we're going to look here. It's too bad. Let's see. Oh, I do kind of have a little bit of pointer. I think you guys can see this. Okay, so right here we have qualifications. And then as we go across, these are the different ranks in Young Living. Okay, and as we see here, this is the PV. This is the product volume or personal volume that we talked about. And then OGV is the next line. PGV, and that's our personal generation volume. That's what we're not going to worry about right now. Okay, see as we go across that line, there's nothing in there in this purple section in the creating a foundation. So we're just not going to worry about that right now. Okay, we're going to do baby steps here. And then, okay, so, and then down here, we're going to talk about this later. This is kind of how you get paid. Okay, so this is the requirements up top for the different ranks. Okay, so 50 PV, you are considered a distributor. Okay, so one of the great things about Young Living, anybody who joins Young Living as a wholesale member is a distributor, and they have the ability to participate in the Young Living compensation plan if they want to. You don't have to, but you can. And that is why you're required right now to give your social security number when you log in. That is a requirement of the IRS, I believe. I have heard it on good authority that hopefully is going to be changing in the future, but it hasn't happened yet. Okay, so that's why you have to give your social security number. So that way, when you make some money with Young Living, they can turn it into the IRS at the end of the year and send you a statement and all that good stuff. Okay, so 50 PV and 100 PV. Okay, so we want to, that makes you a distributor. Okay, so you can participate in the compensation plan. As you can see here, okay, we're going to go across first, sorry. Okay, so STAR is the first main rank in Young Living compensation plan. As you can see here, it's a personal volume of 100. Okay, so in order for me to hit STAR every month, I need to have a minimum of 100 PV order. Okay, so when I log into my dashboard, it'll show that 100 right there. Okay, and then in my organization, so me and Barb and Sally shared with Linda, all of those people together, they are my organization. Okay, so everybody is added up in that organizational volume, and if that makes 500 or more, I've hit STAR. And this actually can just be a really big order on your own. So if you really just love Young Living and you want to stock up on a bunch of stuff, you can actually hit STAR just by your own order. And I have seen people do that, especially about Christmas time. Okay, so that's what STAR rank means. So the next one we're going to go over to the right is Senior Star. Okay, so as we move over, our requirements go up. So you're building, we're getting a little bit more volume, a little bit more of an organization. We're going across over to the right. So the next rank is Senior Star. Okay, so as you can see here, the PV of a Senior Star is still 100. Okay, all the way across. I don't have the big one up here, but all the way across 100. All right, 100 PV is all you're required to do every month to get a commission check with Young Living. Okay, you never have to do any more than that. There's what you're probably going to want to, and there is great other opportunities, but that's all you have to do is put in your 100 PV order. Okay, so again, we still have a 100 PV order for Senior Star, but now my organizational group volume, so again, it's me and Linda and Shelly shared with Betsy, and I have Barb. I can't even remember the names I was making up, but all of those people together makes 2,000. Okay, again, this could just be me. Okay, I could be placing a $2,000 order on my own. I would love to do that. There's a million things I would buy, but that's probably not very practical, not going to happen very often, but it could. Okay, and then we go over here to executive, and this gets a little bit different. Okay, so we've got 100. Again, we just need our 100 PV. Our organizational group volume is 4,000. So me and Shelly and Barb and Katie shared with her whole high school track team, and they all decided to sign up and join. And my total of my organization is 4,000. Okay. Now, this is kind of the kicker. So we're going to start talking about legs, and we'll go into that a little bit more. I have another slide that goes over into that. But so here we're going to designate how that 4,000 has to come. Okay. So not only do we need the 100 PV for ourselves, and we need our total of our organization to equal 4,000, but we need 2 legs of 1,000. Okay, so I shared with Betsy, and Betsy, all of her organization has 1,000. Okay, so she's going to be somewhere in between star and senior star. And then I also shared with Lori, and Lori has her organization she's shared with some people, and she has 1,000. So I have 1,000 here, 1,000 here. Myself, I have 100, and then everything else all together equals 4,000 or more. Okay. If I lost you a little bit, just stop, pause, go back, and kind of think about this. Maybe even just write down a diagram of the people you might want to share with, or just some real life examples for you so you can kind of understand it. Okay. So executive is kind of the first leadership role, because you are helping those 2 other people, those 2 other legs, start building their foundation. Okay. So you've created yours, you're going to help them with theirs. All right. So that is it as far as rank goes. Okay, we're not going to go much higher in that. But now we're going to move down here to compensation. Okay, so as you can see right here, we have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. Okay, so we're going to go back here to this example of I'm a distributor. Okay, I have my 100 PV for the month, and I shared with Linda. Okay, so Linda, I'm her enroller and her sponsor, and she is considered on my level 1. All right, and I think I have, yes. Okay, so here is a little example. Okay, so here's me, and here level 1 is Linda and Sally and Joanna and Katie. They're all on my level 1. They're all people that I have sponsored and enrolled. They're right there on my level 1. And then, gosh, I forget. Sally, I can't remember who these people's names are. I should have wrote it down. So Sally shared with Kevin. Okay, so Kevin is on my level 2. Okay, so it would be me and then Sally and Kevin. All right, but Kevin would be considered on Sally's level 1. All right, so we're talking about me here. I'm me. But if we look at it in Sally's way, we're just going to say Sally is here and Kevin is her level 1. But Kevin is my level 2. Okay, so you kind of see how levels go down, or kind of get it. Okay, so we're kind of using that example. We're going to go back to our compensation plan, and we look here, level 1, 8%. So we earn 8% on the PV of what Sally buys. Okay, so when Sally puts a 100 PV order in, I earn 8%, so I earn $8. All right, so as long as I have my 100 PV in myself, I'm going to earn 8% on anything anybody on my first level places an order on. All right, so that would be Sally. And then Kevin, remember, he's on my level 2. I would earn 5% on anything Kevin purchases. So any of his PV, I shouldn't say purchases, any of his PV. All right, so this seems so easy in my head, but it is complicated to explain. So if you have to stop, take a break, put on some more clarity, some more brain power, don't feel bad about that, okay? So now we're going to use Sally, for example. So let's put Sally in here. So Sally, Kevin is on her level 1. So Sally earns 8% on Kevin's PV, but Kevin is on my level 2, so I earn 5%, okay? So as you can see, as we go over here and the ranks, so it's star, we earn 8% on level 1, 5% on level 2, and 3% on level 4. So if you happen to be a distributor and you had somebody on your level 3 and your rank is distributor, you're not going to earn anything on them, okay? So as you go across the ranks, we get deeper into the compensation plan. So as you can see, star, we get paid on 3 levels. Senior star, you get paid on 4 levels. And executive, you get paid on the 5 levels. So 8%, 5%, 4%, 4%. Whew. Okay, so that is kind of the nitty-gritty about how that works. All right, so now you remember that slide at the beginning. Oh, sorry, that said, oh gosh, I don't think I have the slide in here that I want. Okay, so in the compensation plan, I might have this later, but on the back. So if you're looking at the brochure, it's the one on the back, and if you are printing it from the virtual office, there's a separate page. Okay, so this talks about a couple different bonuses that Young Living has. Okay, so there's 2 main bonuses that you need to be aware of. So the first one is the Fast Start bonus. Okay, so you earn 25% on your new personally enrolled distributors' orders during their first 3 calendar months. Okay, so Sally's first 3 months, I earn 25% on her if I'm her enroller and her sponsor. Okay, so let's just talk about when Sally signs up. I enroll Sally, I sponsor Sally, she signs up with a premium starter kit, which is 100 PV, okay? And then I earn 25% of that. So 25% of 100 is 25. Okay, so I'm gonna earn 25% just in her 3 months. Okay, so this compensation plan is really once people are outside of their first 3 months. Okay, so, but Sally's in her fast start period, okay, in her first 3 calendar months. So if she signs up on June 15th, it's going to be June, July, and August. Okay, so if somebody signs up at the beginning of the month, you have more time to earn compensation on them, whereas if they sign up July 29th, you just have July, August, and September. Okay, so it's the calendar months. All right, so there's our $25 from the Fast Start bonus. Okay, then there also is a Start Living bonus. All right, so the Start Living bonus is a one-time $25 cash bonus on anybody that you sponsor and enroll who signs up with a premium starter kit. Okay, I misspoke a little bit. This is on anybody that you enroll. Okay, so if you are the enroller is the person who earns the Fast Start bonus, and the enroller is the person who earns a Start Living bonus. Okay, so some people like to split enroller and sponsor. There's different opportunities for you to do that, or different circumstances where that might be plausible for you to do that or advantageous, but just know it's the enroller the first 3 months who earns the 25%, and it's the enroller who gets the the Start Living bonus. Okay, so we have $25 bonus from the Start Living bonus, and we're gonna go back to this graphic. Okay, so $25 from the bonus, and 25, which was 25% of 100, which was also 25. You take those 2 25s together, put them together, and you get 50. Okay, so that's how this graphic comes about. So that's how you earn the $50 on every person who enrolls with a premium starter kit. Okay, so make sure that you are placing your orders. All right, so you need to make sure in order to participate in those bonuses, you need a 50 PV purchase, okay, 50 PV. Now, in order to participate in the compensation plan, this is considered unilevel compensation, so this whole purple part. In order to participate in that, you need 100 PV purchase, okay, so when those people are outside of their first 3 months in your level 1, then you need 100 to make sure that you are getting paid on that, okay? So some people just like to make sure it's easy and do 100 all the time. That is great. And, you know, I really think that if you're going to be investing in Young Living as a business, you're going to probably be needing enough products that you're going to be using in your daily life that you're going to need that 100 every month, okay? But just know that there are some circumstances where you can earn the bonuses only, the Fast Start bonus and the Start Living bonus, kind of also known the starter kit bonus, with your 50 PV. Okay, that's just on your level 1 people. Okay, so on your level 2 people, so I enroll Sally, Sally enrolls Kevin. So again, on the back of this brochure, it explains this a little bit more. I earn 10% on my second level in their first 3 months. Okay, so Sally's gonna earn 25% of their PV, which is 100, so 25, and I'm gonna earn 10%. So if somebody signs up with a premium starter kit on my level 2, and I place my order, qualifying order, I am gonna earn $10 on that person. Okay, lots of math there. Again, if you need to just look at this, just take your time. Okay, so again, we have our levels, so we're going down. We have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and we have our legs. Okay, so legs only start when we get to executive. So you only need the legs when you get there, but it's something to be thinking about. So if you really want to be building Young Living as a business and you want to be moving over to the right-hand side of the compensation plan, we want to think about how we're structuring things and kind of what's needed. Okay, so we're going to go back to the beginning here. So from executive, we go to silver, then to gold, then to platinum, then to diamond, crown diamond, and royal crown diamond, all the way at the end. That's the highest rank in Young Living. And just that you know, that's required. You need 6 legs. And then you also need a little bit other kind of just extra stash over here of some PV. So it's just great to have 7 different legs. But you can work your way up to building those, okay? So you don't have to know everything to begin with. I didn't know anything to begin with, I'll tell you that. I made some mistakes. Okay, so these little graphics are from a diamond, Monique McLean. I love her. Okay, so she has a website. It's called youinfuse.com. She has a little book, and I'm sorry, I gave all mine out, but she has a little book, and it is called Circle of Success, and it kind of just talks about easy ways to share, okay? And then she also has this, it's Let's Talk the Comp Plan, and it has these little graphics and just a little page for each one. So I highly recommend this is something that you get. If you don't have it and you're in my group, let me know. I will mail one to you. I'm sure Sherry would love to do the same, okay? So there's one other bonus that I want you to be aware of at the beginning. This is the Rising Star Team Bonus. And this is based on shares of Young Living each month, okay? Remember, the compensation plan starts over each month. You have to qualify again, place your order, and then it's based on the orders for that month, all right? So shares recently have been about $50. So Young Living takes a percentage of all of the profits for that month, and they invest them back in these bonuses, okay? So it's a certain share, so it could fluctuate a little bit, but the last couple months, it has been about $50, okay? So this is based on Essential Rewards. This is the only place that you have to be enrolled in Essential Rewards to get this particular bonus, okay? Read up on Essential Rewards. It's great because you just set it up to put in your 100 PV. You have PV Assist, and if something goes out of stock, you can just easily it will replace it for you. So you always know you're going to be at that 100. You don't have to worry about not placing your order or falling below the PV and not getting your paycheck, okay? But Essential Rewards, this is based on that. So you need to have yourself a 100 PV Essential Rewards order. All of the other compensation things we've talked about, it just is a quick order. That's all that's required. But for this particular bonus, you need to have Essential Rewards, okay? And it needs to be 100 PV. So this first one right here in the yellow, this would be 3 different legs of 100 PV. So this is Sally. So Sally put 100 PV in of Essential Rewards herself. Sally's loving the product. She wants to be on Essential Rewards. And this is Linda. These people are all on my level 1. Okay, so Linda has 100 PV of her own. And then this is Crystal. Okay, so Crystal has 100 PV as well. Those are all on Essential Rewards. Okay, so they're on my first level. They're level 1s. And then their organization each is at 300. Okay, so bear with me with my names here. But Linda, I think this was Linda. Linda's Organization is 300. Now this could be Linda herself placing a 300 order, or it could be Linda and everybody that Linda has shared with, everybody that's in her organization, okay? And then this one, Sally, I think was Sally's, and Sally has done the same thing. So she's placed her 100 order and everybody in her organization is 100. Again, it could just be her. She's placing a 300 order on her own. And then over here, Crystal's doing the same thing. So if I qualify myself with my 100 PV Essential Rewards order, and I've got Sally, Crystal, and Linda, I think are their names. If they all do that, I meet all those qualifications, I get 1 share, okay, of Young Living percentage of the profits, which is $50 about right now. Okay, so that's 1 share. So after I get that consistently, I want to be looking at this next section. Okay, so that is maybe I have Rachel. And Rachel's group, Rachel is on Essential Rewards. She placed her 100 PV order, and her organization, she has 500. Okay, so I still have Linda and Sally and Crystal, but Rachel, those are all at 300, but this Crystal is going, man. She's got 500 in her organization, okay? And then I've also, sorry, Rachel. Getting my names mixed up. These are lovely ladies, though. And let's say we've got Mike, okay? So we've got a guy on our front level, and Mike and everybody in his organization has 500, okay? So as long as I get this share at the beginning, $50, the second, if I meet these qualifications, I get another 2 shares. So each share is $50. So I'm going to get $50 here, and I'm going to get $100 here for a total of $150, okay, for my extra shares. And then the next section, which is worth 3 shares, so we meet the first qualification and the second qualification. The third section is I've got another 2 legs. So let's see, I've got Maria, and she's got 100 PVER of her own, and she's got 1,000 in her organization. And then I've also got, trying to think of other names to use here, Kelby, okay? So we got Kelby, and she has 1,000 in hers, and then I get 3 shares. So I get 1 share, which is 50, 2 shares, which is 100, and 3 shares, which is 150. So that totals $300 that I would get just in an extra bonus through the Rising Star Team Bonus, okay? So this is kind of confusing. Again, if you want to read through it, you certainly can. Monique on her uinfuse.com, and in her little book here has things just on the Rising Star Bonus. Okay, so something you can research a little bit more. So as you can see here, the Rising Star Bonus sets you up. Remember I talked about to get to Royal Crown Diamond, you need 6 legs plus a little stash over on the side, so you really would like 7 legs going. So right here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this structure right here is setting you up to go ahead and build all the way to Royal Crown Diamond, which wouldn't that be awesome? Okay, and this is why it's awesome. So this is the Young Living disclosure statement, and this is new. This is fairly new, and I really like the way that they've done this. So anytime we talk about the business side, anytime we talk about the income opportunity, earning commission, earning money, compensation, thank you checks, however you want to say it, from Young Living, we need to disclose the income disclosure statement. So I really like this one. Sorry, my husband's asking if I'm done yet, because I thought I would be done, and I'm not at all. This is just a lot to go over. So this is the compensation plan, like I said, or excuse me, the disclosure statement. So this shows you here the different ranks from member all the way up to Royal Crown Diamond, how many hours average a week it is. Okay, so the average member building the business spends 3 hours. Okay, they pulled all sorts of different people here. What is the percentage of members? So 93% of Young Living is at this level, just a member, okay? And that's great. Lots of people just want to use the products, and that is completely fine. But again, like I said, if you are a wholesale member, you have the opportunity to participate in the compensation plan if you want to. So as you can see here, only 7% of Young Living, all of Young Living, is building at star or higher, okay? So this shows you the lowest that they would earn, which would be $0. The highest they would earn is $3,643. That's awesome. The median and the average is just $1. So this 3,000 is kind of a little bit of a fluke here. But this is their annual average income and the months to achieve the different rank on low, average, and high. Okay, so as you can see, the lowest average to get to there is not applicable for the member. As we go down, so if you kind of think about, you know, if Young Living as an income, as a business is something that would help you, think about what would really make a difference in your life. And let's look at silver right here. So the average hours worked a week is 18. Percentage of all members is 0.3%. Okay, so that's not that many. Okay. There are a lot of silvers out there, but it's just to show you that there's so many people that love these products, but they aren't interested in the business side, and that is fine. But look at silver here. Our lowest income is $439. Our highest is $27,000. This is a month, okay? Median is about $1,700. The average is about $2,200, and the annual income is $26,000, okay? Oh, sorry, I made this a little bit bigger for you. So it's just awesome, okay? And I know I've had some people even that say, oh my gosh, look at Royal Crown Diamond. The average annual income is $1 million. $1 million annual income. Their average monthly income is $141,000. What would you ever do with that money? But just think, Mary Young, who's the CEO of Young Living, just says, lots of money in the hands of good people can do amazing things. Paraphrasing that a little bit. But think of all the charities you could give to. Think of all the people you could help. Think of all the things you could just do financially to help all those in your life, all those in the world. Okay, so don't think of this as just yourself, especially if that amount of money just really scares you. I welcome it. There's a million things I'd love to do with that money just to help lots of other people in my life and people I haven't even met yet. So just kind of think about that. So, okay, we are going to just go over a couple other things, and I think we're going to have to break this presentation up into 2 parts because it's getting long and I don't want you guys to have to watch this too long. So we'll just go over this a little bit here. Elite Express. So Young Living used to have Silver and 6, and they have replaced that with Elite Express. So this is for reaching different ranks in a certain amount of time. Okay, so you can find this in your virtual office. And okay, so the first one is executive in 3. So if you are at star and you get from star to executive in 3 months, this is what the compensation is. In addition to, of course, the thank you check, you get a seed to seal collection, an Aria diffuser, which is amazing, peppermint, Idaho blue spruce, ylang ylang, and a Young Living branded portfolio, which is kind of like a little notebook holder thing. And sorry, I'm going to turn the light on because it's getting a little dark. Because again, this is taking a lot longer than I thought, but I want to be thorough for you guys. Okay, so Silver and 6 is the next. So your pre-rank is executive, and you're going from executive to silver, okay, in 6 months. And you win 30 15 mil essential oils and a Fitbit charge. And then gold goes all the way up here. Okay, so then the Elite 20 is to go from star to platinum, I think it's platinum. Maybe it's diamond in 20 months, and you get 1,000 essential reward points. 1,000 spent on whatever you want, which is awesome. And you get free registration to the convention. Okay, so this is the last thing that we're going to cover. And these are the recognition retreats. Okay, so they have these for silver, platinum, and diamond. I just realized I haven't even reading my notes. So hopefully I didn't miss anything for you guys. But Young Living, once you reach silver, which comes after executive, I know I told you guys we weren't going to focus on that. But once you reach silver, you get rewarded with a trip. Okay, so I know some companies have trips to Mexico and, you know, tropical islands and stuff like that, which is cool. But Young Living takes you to their farms, which is just amazing. I'm super excited to go to the farm and convention in Utah here coming up soon. But so Silver, you get to go right now to Mona, Utah, to the Mona farm. So all expense paid. There is an option for a spouse to go as well. But it looks like the one is coming up September 29th to October 2nd. You receive a special personal tour of the Young Living Mona farm, as well as exclusive expert-led training to help you continue your development as leaders in your personal and professional lives. So that is for Silver. And then there's also a Gold Retreat, and the Gold Retreat right now is in Spokane, Washington, and St. Marie, Idaho. So you get to go to those farms, and again, you get to learn all sorts of really cool things. And just Young Living takes care of everything, your airfare, your housing, your food while you're there. And I've talked to people who've been into different retreats and seen pictures of videos, and it sounds like you're just pampered the Young Living way, which is great. And then there's a Platinum Retreat that is in Ecuador. We do have a farm in Ecuador. And then the Diamond Retreat, actually, the Diamond Retreat varies every year where it's going to be. This past year in 2016, it was in Hawaii, and they did announce that in 2017, it's going to be in Australia. So how cool would that be to go to Australia, all expenses paid by Young Living, and see one of our partner farms there. And I think it's a partner farm, and just learn all there is to learn. So, okay, we are going to go ahead and cut our class right there. Okay, so this is going to be part one, which really is going to focus on the compensation plan. I have a whole bunch more things that I'd like to share with you guys, but I just think this is a lot. Okay, it's a lot to sink in. You're going to need a lot more brain power, a lot more clarity, and I really want to value your time, and we're just a little bit over an hour here. So if you have any questions, please let me know, or Sherry, whoever invited you to this class. And we would just love to love on you and build that relationship with you and really help whatever Young Living can be for you. If it can be a business, if it can be a full-time job, if it can just be something that you like to do on the side, sharing with your family for their health and wellness and abundance and purpose. That's awesome. Whatever you want to do is just great, just great. So, okay, I'm going to cut this short, and we will do part two some other time. We're going to go ahead and end it now. So good night, everybody, and take care, okay?